G'day, welcome back to Project Brupeg, story of a sunken fishing trawler converting into a global expedition and research boat. This episode, Trev and I got stuck into our sliders. You can see them in the distance behind me over there. We figured out the shape, how we're going to do the design. We got the whole lot built and tested and worked absolutely spot on. We have to think about how we're going to position these because there's a couple of different ways they can go around because they're not square. We can mount it like that or we can mount it like that.
Options. It's a real bugger when you get more than one way of doing something, isn't it?
Yeah, when the choice isn't made for you. If we go that way...
Nothing sure we'll change our mind, so put it the wrong way first.
Yeah. If we go that way, it's slightly longer in that direction and shorter in this direction. Or if we spin it round, they're encroaching into the side of the deck here quite a bit.
Yeah.
By leaving it out there like that, we're pretty tight against the side of the boat.
Mark the arm.
Yeah.
And we'll cut it off, and then you can work all that.
So are you thinking that we cut this, like just use these as a link? I told you I was going to do it again.
You missed again.
Still plenty of time in the day. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Early enough yet.
Wings are quite strong, really. So you're saying basically cut the arm.
Yeah, because then things will be more clear to us, I think.
If we cut the arm and make a plate, we could bolt it all together, tack it to the arm and everything, and then tack these guys all down. It would get all the alignment perfect.
That's right. Instead of trying to manufacture holes in the right place.
Yeah. I reckon tack them down before we make the plate though, because then we know that it's not going to move ever. Okay.
Lift it up a bit.
Yeah, I guess. See if you can catch it next time I kick it off.
See if I can get my head in the way. Stop it falling on the ground.
When you put this down, the back end is like 5 mm clear and the front's touching. So, because the side of the boat's not straight, but the wing is.
And it's quite noticeable from down there.
Is it?
Yeah. Looks like the arm's really, when it's going to go up, it's going to go up on a
funny skew-off angle. Oh, it is what it is.
It's too late to buy a new boat now.
Gonna rain a bit.
Will do. Way too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill, what the?
Lots of noises.
Oh, right, ready there? Okay.
Okay. Gonna cut these off.
Are you going to now?
Yeah. We tack these on. We just need to cut that off there with the 9-inch. We need to come straight in and all the way across, so that's why we have to use the knife.
We're trying to make light of a very serious situation.
I can imagine.
Well, we normally do it the other way around.
Well, do it wrong first and then figure it out.
Yeah, we go serious first.
Wow, cool. Oh, you're using this.
Sorry.
Using the window, are you? Will you be holding it or?
Your sparks will be going away from it.
He's got the wind holding it.
Ah, right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's master of the wind as well.
It's not going to travel to that boat, is it? Just watch it, won't you?
I'm going to stand over here and catch it
Lock it.
with my eyes.
Stare at it sternly.
Yeah, stare at it certainly.
Where's the camera, darling?
All over the place.
No, the proper one. Alright. I wonder if I should...
Yeah, this isn't unsafe at all.
What about using a 5-inch? Do you need to use a big thing?
Yeah, I might do a 5.
Just play it real safe.
Yeah, I'll just use the 5-inch because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, eh?
Right.
You better get through that with a 5A.
We'll just put the 9-inch blade on the 5-inch grinder. I'll just throw the carpet.
Yeah, I think just the odd ones getting carried by the wind. It's not worth the risk.
Beautiful. You've done that before.
Can you rejig the camera that's on the ground there?
Okay.
That's the business. Well, I've only got a little bit to go. I'll just get that safe, get it square and safe.
I'll stand there and hold it.
Alright. Lower it back down. About there. That's our 210.
Right. I was going to get a bit of ply.
Yeah.
And you can,
Template it.
yeah, you can tap on that
I've
where
got
the
a-
holes are and everything. That?
Yeah. So I was thinking, just link it across like
Yeah.
that.
Do something, yeah.
Actually, I've got this. There's a few strips of that.
Oh yeah,
We could do that and then just
a couple of them.
to test it all works. Grey old day out there. It's been drizzle and rain. It's pretty much pouring down directly where we're trying to work on all the tools and everything. That's awesome. So this is what we've got to so far. So we've got our two M30 studs tacked into the deck, and then we've trimmed off the arm so it's level with the top of those M30s, or the flat stainless plates. What we're doing now is making up a little template just out of 3mm that's going to sit between those two studs and the arm so that we know roughly how big we have to make that top plate. And then we're going to get our slider, which is just down there. Do a bit of a zoom. There you go. So that slider there we're going to bring up onto the deck, and we'll start positioning that up here, and we'll be able to figure out where everything's going to sit once we've got the top plate done and then got the slider sort of sitting in beside it. This is the template that we made. So you can sort of see we've got our, come down there, you got our M30 studs sticking up through the stainless 2205 high tensile plate. And then we've got the basic shape that we need to understand for the arms. Now we've sort of cut out in these corners here, you can sort of see that we've basically notched it out. Just that's only because we're sort of running low on offcuts of steel, but we'll just do a straight line essentially going across from that corner there, across to that corner there. We'll just take a straight line across there when we build this properly. But what we're going to do now is, that's us for the day. We'll put the slider up beside it tomorrow, and then we're not going to tack this template onto the arms. We're going to just leave that so that we, in case we need to take it off basically and weld anything else onto it, so that we can get the whole mechanism to work. And welding it onto the arm will be sort of one of the jobs tomorrow. So we're up to our sliders. The plan this morning is we're going to go and get 2 sliders, put them up on the deck, and then we'll start fitting them where they need to be. Now we need to know where everything is going to sit so that we can allow for the shape of different things, and we're going to use this piece of pipe. So this pipe here is about 30, I think it's 39 millimeters OD, something like that, 38 mil. It'd be 38 because it's going to be imperial. We're going to be welding this on as our test pin. Now this is bigger than the normal pipe that we're going to use. Normal was solid 316, that's 1.25 inch, 32 mil. But the reason we're using this one here is because it allows us to take out the variable of not having the plastic in the sliders. If we put the 32 mil in there, it's going to flop around because we don't have the plastic in. With this here, there's enough clearance that it can move up and down freely, but not enough that it's going to be out of whack because we don't have that plastic in. I'll hold that. Yep.
So how does that look? So they need to be up here a little bit, is what you're saying. The further if there's...
Yeah, the more we have to cut the roof away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're plenty strong.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be fine, eh?
Yeah. I can see that depth of this is fine, eh?
Yeah.
They're not going to bounce out.
No, and by the time you weld in like the bulwarks and the top and everything like that, they're going to be rigid as.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out the pin geometry at the moment.
You know, you really haven't got enough room to put plastic in.
Oh no, that pin is way too big. And we've done that on purpose so that we can compensate for not having plastic. Yeah, yeah. So I think next step is lifting it up. Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Doesn't sound...
So we need to lower the arm right down so you can sort of see where it is there. Let me get the camera. You can see where it is there, just not quite fully lowered. We need to get that right down to the deck level. We're going to weld in our piece of stainless pipe, that's the guide. We've got the 2 sliders roughly sideways where they need to go. Yeah, so now once we've got that pipe in, we can push the wing right the way up and see how we've got them sitting at the top, make sure the measurement's correct up there. you can see looking along the side of the boat, those sliders are sticking out the side of the roof. They're going to be recessed into the roof, so we'll probably cut the roof back maybe 50 to 100 mil to get them sitting nice and snug. And then likewise, they may come further out towards the side of the boat at the bottom and then recess in at the top. So if you look along the side, they'll line up a bit better once we're finished. But what we're trying to figure out is angles and distance side to side between them. So when we lift that arm up, so we've got it positioned at the bottom, you can see we've got a piece of stainless pipe sitting in that slider that's going to get welded in. That's going to be our guide, our temporary guide. We'll get it right to the top, and we'll figure out exactly where the top needs to go, and we'll do a tack on those to make sure they're in the right spot. Yeah, but it's lunchtime. So this is the pin up the top. So the plan is basically just to tack it onto that 3mm plate that's underneath it, and that'll allow us to guide it up those channels. Okay, here we go. With the manual winches, it's a slow process to get these wings up and down. It takes a couple of different steps. You got to stop. You don't have enough travel in one direction as a 2-to-1 purchase, so you got to stop halfway and swap it over, and it's a bit of a nightmare. It's going to be significantly easier when we get our electric winches hooked up. However, for now, we have to use the manuals because we don't necessarily know where anything's going to be positioned. So the manuals allow us to just adjust it to wherever the lifting point's best suited.
If the boat, it feels like it's tilting, it's because we're lifting the wings.
We got one out, one half.
One wing up.
Alright, here we go. Tell me when.
Close? A little bit.
Yeah, we're rubbing, the 3mm plate's rubbing on the forward one.
Yeah.
Righto. I'll adjust that first. Okay, just going to knock it forward. There's back one.
Right. Got it?
Yeah, that'll do. Alright, I'll come down and carry on mining. This is the first look at the geometry that we're kind of working with. The wing still needs to come in a lot, like we're still good foot from the hull, 300mm, something like that. So we need to bring it in more, but because of the way we've got the winch situated, we can't. There's not enough room, so we're going to just do another strop around the wing, and we'll pull it in directly through the middle of the lounge sort of thing, go across to the other side of the boat, hook it on, and we'll pull it in, and that'll allow us to figure out what we're doing at the top of these sliders. But we're just about there. I don't think it's going to go up any much more, probably 10-20mm, something like that, and we'll be able to trim those down a little bit. They're higher than what they need to be, which is nice. Yeah, but we're getting there. So this is pretty close to what the deck hardware is going to look like. There's going to be obviously vertical stiffeners and a few other things that need to go in. but that kind of gives you a rough idea of what we're thinking of, and that's the bolting mechanism. When the arm's fully up, the arm will sit inside these two sliders. It should sit sort of tucked nicely in there, so it'll all be pretty compact when we're finished. But at the moment, yeah, we just got to figure out this geometry to make it compact. Also, that's the winch that I was sort of mentioning before, and you can sort of see, if I come out the side there, there's just no way we're going to get it any closer with that sort of setup. It's just too much in the way, so that's why we're taking the winch off. We'll put a big strop on and we'll pull it directly in. If we do the safety, if we just double up on the safety and everything.
We've got all that.
Yep. I suppose worst case it's going to fall where it is right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
because we still got the wire on.
Alright, so I'll take the weight with
chain
this.
off.
I'll take the weight with this, and then we've got to get rid of that winch.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, here we go.
How happy are you with that?
I think I'm good. I think it's working alright. Right. Okay. More?
Yeah. Well, that's as far as you're going to go.
Oh, is that the winch getting close?
No, it's just here. We've got the top in. We can
Adjust.
sort that way up.
Yeah.
We can sort that out. Mark all
Because
that.
it's not going to go any higher, is it?
No,
Like, give it a couple of mil, but...
that's all.
Right. Well, why don't we adjust the top and maybe tack it? Because what I'm thinking is that if we adjust the top and tack it,
Well, but you're gone.
well, what I'm thinking is, if we adjust the top and tack it, right? That's not going to, in three-dimensional space, that's not going to change anywhere. That's going to stay where it needs to stay. And then if anything, it's going to change what we do down the middle. The middle has to be pulled in or out, or forward or back, or whatever with the bullets. See what I mean? Because if there's a twist in these, which we know there is a twist, if there's a twist in these, we're going to have to take account of that, get the top and bottom correct, and then move the middle based on the welding into the bullets.
We can, when we put them in finally,
Twist them and weld it.
yeah, we can.
Put the pipe wrench onto it.
Because we've got to take them out to cut this out
Yeah.
and put the nylon in and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go and sort out the top, so give you equal distance there.
Yeah.
Then mark where we're going to.
Okay. Tape measure. Okay, well let's go up on the roof and we'll just have a look at what we're working with. We can always do a couple of trims of the roof. I'm just thinking we could sink them in the width of the arms. There's a couple of things we know we have to do. We know we have to trim that top of the wingtip. We have to trim that off so the arm can go flush with the wing, because that allows the wing to go in further. We need to get rid of the winch so that we can winch the wing in further itself. And we know we need to recess in at least the width of the sliders, but I think we need to recess in more than that. And then we could choose if we're going to lift that pin.
Well, I'm thinking that the putting them in further
Yeah,
is probably just about this width.
yeah,
Is probably going to be enough, because the wing is still the widest part of the boat. All this is inside the wing.
yeah. That's actually a good point. Although that has a direct relation on how tight the wing comes into the hull. If we don't get our geometry tight on the arms, the wing sticks out further than it would normally.
I wish to point out one important factor.
Yeah,
We're obliged to keep as much area here because we've been asked to.
we may get kicked off the boat otherwise. Is that what you say? Fair
The
enough.
captain may have something to say.
But I don't think so what I'm thinking though, I don't think it alters anything on the deck. It certainly changes it up at the roof level, but I don't think it alters anything down at the deck. I think you still need the sliders hard out to the side.
Yep.
Just
by lifting it, you can leave them outside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you lift that pin up, they can stay where they are.
The further you let it into the roof,
Yeah.
the further it's going to come in.
Exactly. So we need to get the arm tight against the wing, and then we need to push the wing into wherever it is that we want it to go. Basically, in order to figure out the roof can be trimmed away quite a bit. We could come in 200 mil on the roof and it wouldn't matter.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we do that, and if we decide it's too much, we can bring it back out.
Yeah. So, okay, so first step then is we need to trim the wing-tip in order to get the arm snug up against the wing.
Yeah, the first step's go up there.
Yeah, alright, let's get on the roof.
See the ocean, how it sways in the sun, keeping our stories in its motion, lies the truth about us.
Until we cut that fin, and until we have the arms and the wing sitting hard up against the boat, I don't necessarily know if we need to go more than that. We can always cut more out. That's what I'm thinking.
That'll work.
Okay, clear. Right, now we need to ease it down on the safety, don't we? So we had a really busy week. We got Jess down to her appointment in Brisbane, which is about 5.5 hours south of us. So we did a day trip down there and back. It worked out to be nearly 10 or 11 hours driving by the time we picked up some parts. On the way down, we met a viewer who donated this. It's a 120-pound Danforth anchor. So we're gonna look at that. It may be a bit light, but we're gonna do possibly some modifications and increase the size of the blades on that, and that's gonna become the stern anchor on Brupeg. We also picked up these crates you can see behind me here. So these are going to become our storage crates for in the storage room that we've just built in the old freezer room. And we've also started doing some woodwork. So you can see those two pieces of wood that are sitting there waiting to dry with epoxy. That's going to become a bed base with storage underneath. And then also show you the room downstairs. Welcome back to the bomb site. However, it's starting to be white. So this wall, this is the central wall. It's had one coat, so you can see it's pretty thin in places. You can sort of, oh there you go, you can see it's a bit thin there. But it's a pretty thin paint actually, so we'll be doing 3 coats on this, so we'll give this a light scuff and then throw another 2 coats over top of this. But it's a nice paint to work with. We've used it before, had some good results, so this is going to be finished in the next probably 2 days. And then if I spin all the way around, we've got this wall in pieces. We tipped it over so that we can actually get right down the side over there and throw some epoxy on it. So when we had the wall in, we couldn't get to the back side of it. So we're tipping it over like this, we've got it fully encapsulated. And one of the tricks we did, I will show you this because I thought it was quite cool. So I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but right down in there you can see that we've actually filled a decent amount of epoxy into those joins. So it's fully sealed up. So basically what that means, the reason we wanted to do that, if you get water or condensation on that back side of the wall, it'll run down and then sort of run out and off the wood. It won't go behind it and cause it to rot. It may not work, but in saying all of that, it gives it a fighting chance of actually not having rot go in behind that wood. So it's something that we've tried to do on all of the internal walls on the back of them where that potentially could be an issue. So there's a lot to go on with. We're going to get the other side of the stabilisers sorted. So now that we've figured out behind me here, we've figured out what we're doing with the sliders, the top of the arm, and our winching mechanisms. We're going to duplicate it across to the other side. One thing that we are going to be doing soon is installing our 24-volt winches up on the back of the wheelhouse. We've got the pulleys. Sort them out, get them onto the sliders, and then we'll be able to electrically lift the wings up and down rather than the manual winches that we're using at the moment. So there's quite a lot more to go. It's pretty interesting stuff. Hope you join us.
You got eyes like summer sky. If you're smart, could kill or die. And now it starts to rain, so let's enjoy it.